Okay, so let's do some practice. Let's look at this. This is a page from the student book, which you don't have, but that's okay. We can look on the screen together. This is a page from the student book, and this is some practice using the correct form, making these verbs into gerunds. Okay, so we have our words here. Okay, so I'm looking here and it says, I'm worried about paying interest on my credit card balance. Okay, so we have the word pay, right? Paying. I'm worried about. Okay, so this is a phrase just like I'm happy about, right? I'm nervous about. I'm worried about. When we see a phrase like this, we know we have to have a verb plus an ing. Okay, paying. I'm worried about paying. Not I'm worried about pay, right? I'm worried about paying. Okay, let's look at the next one. Rob is afraid of into debt. He pays for everything with cash. Okay, so Rob is afraid of getting. So we have the verb get. We're going to add one more T, you notice, the number 2, getting. 2 T's into debt. Okay, look at number 3. Have you thought about a checking account? Usually when we talk about checking and savings accounts, if you want to start one, we don't say starting, we say opening, right? Have you thought about opening? So we have the word open, right? Open a checking account, but we have this phrase here, have you thought about? Have you thought about, and number 3, opening a checking account? Okay, let's look at number 4. Elizabeth is happy about an apartment she can afford. Okay. Elizabeth is happy about, which one would it be? How about find? Finding, right? Elizabeth is happy about finding an apartment she can afford. Okay. Look at number 5. Elena is excited about classes at the community college. I'm looking at the verbs here. The only one that would make sense would be start, right? Elena is excited about starting classes at the community college. Okay. I'm tired of payments on my car. Usually we talk about making payments, right? So we have the verb make, making, right? We're going to take off the E. Notice in number 6, we're going to take off the E. We're going to make it making. Okay, number 7. Franco isn't interested in for a loan. So when we talk about loans, we talk about applying, right? Apply is the verb. We're going to add an ing for number 7, applying. Okay, number 8, thank you for me money for school. So we talked about this word before, loan and lend, right? When someone lends you money, they're giving you money that you borrow, that you will pay back. So thank you for lending. Number 8, lending me money for school. Okay, number 9, we're thinking about to a nicer neighborhood. This sounds like the word move, right? Move. And move is M-O-V-E. And when we change it to the gerund form, it becomes M-O-V-I-N-G. Moving. Okay, we're thinking about moving to a nicer neighborhood. Okay, and let's look at number 10, the last one. She's famous for A lot of money on clothes. Okay, she's famous for a lot of money on clothes. I'm thinking of the word spend, right? And we have the word spend here. And we're going to add an ing, spending. She's famous for spending a lot of money on clothes. Notice all of the answers have ing. So we're using these verbs, apply, find, get, lend, make, move, open, pay, spend, and start. We're using all of these verbs and we're changing them to a gerund form because we have these phrases here like afraid of, right? And happy about and excited about. We have these phrases and these phrases tell us our verbs need to be in gerund form. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, so let's look at these pictures. This also comes from your student book, which you don't have at home, but I have for you here. So we're going to look at these pictures and then we're going to make a sentence for each picture. So let's just look at the first picture. Let's spend a little bit of time on this. Okay, so we have this woman here. You see number 1. And she is coming out of the bank, right? And it says happy about, and it says open a checking account. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make this a question and an answer. We're going to do 2 things. We're going to make a question about what's happening here or what is going on, right? And then we're going to have an answer. And this is done for us in an example. It says, what's she happy about? Right? What's, like what is, right? What's she happy about? Because she's coming out of the bank pretty happy, right? So we have this word about, right? And this tells us that we're going to have a gerund form in our answer. She's happy about opening a checking account. We have the words here, right? Happy about, open. We're going to change that to opening. She's happy about opening a checking account. Okay, good. Let's try number 2 and see if we can do this on our own. Okay, so we have 2 people outside of a computer shop. It looks like they're talking, they're discussing something. Okay, so we can say she or he. There's 2 people, right? Oh, they. Maybe they. Right. Okay, so I have 2 people, right? So if I have one person, it's she, right? But if I have 2 people, then it needs to be they. They. Okay, so they. Oh, well, let's make the question first. What are they thinking about? Right? Because we have the word thinking about. So what are they thinking about? And do we have an answer? They are thinking about buying a computer. Right? They are thinking about buying a computer. So I didn't realize there were 2 people there. So when we have 2 people, we need to have the word they. Okay. Let's look at number 3. He's looking at something, maybe his bills. Okay, he's looking at something and he's worried because we have the word worried here. Okay, so let's see if we can form this into a question. What's he worried about? Okay. He's worried about, and we have the word be. He's worried about being in debt. Being in debt. Okay. So let's look at number 4. We have a man looking at some forms, some papers, maybe for school. Okay. What's he interested in. We have the word here, interested in, the phrase. He's interested in, and we have study, studying, right? Studying auto mechanics. He's interested in studying auto mechanics. Okay. Now I think it's just one woman, even though there's a whole line. This one woman looks tired or upset, right? What's she tired of? Right? We have tired of. What's she tired of? She's tired of waiting in line. She's tired of waiting in line. Okay, waiting is our gerund. Okay, number 6. What are they, right? We have two people. What are they excited about? And we have buy, right? They are excited about buying a new car, right? We're going to add ing to the word buy. Buying a new car. Okay, and this man is sad. He's thinking about his phone that's gone, right? Maybe it's lost, right? It's gone. Okay, what's he sad about? What's he sad about? He's sad about losing his phone. Right? So we're using the sad about again, right? He's sad about losing, and then we're going to change the verb, right? Losing his phone. Okay, and then I think this is a woman, and she's in the snow with the car driving. Okay, what's she nervous about? What's she nervous about? She's nervous about driving in the snow. She's nervous about driving in the snow. Okay, and we have the word lose and drive. Remember, they both end in E. So when we change those verbs to gerund form, ing, we drop the E. We just get rid of it, right? So driving, how do we spell that? Think about that. Driving. Put mental picture in your head. D-R-I-V, no E. D-R-I-V-I-N-G. Okay, all right. Okay, so I have these written out for you. So if you want to take some notes, you can do that. I noticed in number 2, I said she. That's okay. Maybe it's she, but maybe it's they. They're thinking about. So either one I think is correct. But take a look at these. I wrote them out for you into sentences so you can see how it looks, right? The first part was just listening, right? And maybe you practice speaking a little bit too. This part is for writing, right? So number 1, she's happy about opening. And you notice I underlined each of the gerunds, right? And notice they all have ing. Okay. The only words you have to change the spelling are number 7 and number 8, right? Because these end in E, losing and driving. But all of these end in ing. Right? So this is just a little review of what we practiced before. I'm going to give you about 1 more minute if you want to copy these down. You are welcome to. And also pay attention to the phrase before the gerund, right? Happy about, thinking about, worried about, interested in, tired of, excited about, sad about, nervous about. Remember, these phrases tell us we need to put the verb in ing form. Okay. Okay, so we're going to just do a little short practice. I want you to do this aloud. I'm going to do it with you. This is some time for us to communicate, to speak out loud, okay? So my first question for you, and I think I asked this before, is what are you afraid of? Maybe we have a long list of things, right? But just one thing for this example, right? So I'm afraid of spending too much money. And we don't need a question mark there. I can take that off. We don't need a question mark there. We need a period. I'm afraid of spending too much money. So we have the phrase afraid of, right? We have the gerund spending. I want you to answer this aloud right now. You don't have to write this down. This is just speaking. What are you afraid of? Think of a verb afterwards and add an ing to it. Okay. Did you get it? Did you say it? I'm afraid of getting sick, right? I'm afraid of not having enough money, not having, right? Losing money, right? I'm afraid of. Okay, and what I want us to do is try for each one of these, what are you excited about? Okay, what are you excited about? I'm excited about learning. I'm excited about walking outside. I'm excited about eating. Right? What are we excited about? Okay. What are we happy about? I'm happy about playing with my children. What are we responsible for? What are you responsible for? I'm responsible for taking care of my children. Right? I'm responsible for feeding my children. Responsible for. I'm responsible for reading to my children. Okay. Bad at. What are you bad at? What are you good at? What are you interested in? I think all of you will say, I'm interested in learning English, right? But what else? What else are you interested in? I'm interested in learning about science. What are you tired of? This is a good question for today, right? In, I don't know, 4 weeks of being home, right? I'm tired of staying home. Right. I'm tired of watching the news, right? So think about how you could use these in communicating, just speaking out loud right now, okay? Spend a few minutes practicing these. Even if you want to ask your children, right? What are you happy about, right? What are you good at, right? And then you can help them with the verb, right? Adding an ing.